It's time for To the Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Hello, and welcome to the Max Sports. Y'all know what time it is.
It is Max time.
For Max.
Yeah.
But Max isn't here. We got Alien Ed.
Hello.
It's been a couple weeks since we've seen you, Alien Ed.
I brought my good friend Yodo.
Super genius.
Who's not working. He's got new batteries, but I think I've been stretching his arm too much. His electronics might be a little messed up. So,
Are you working? Do you have new batteries?
I always have new batteries, sir. They're always charged, ready to go. You know, hoping for something new around the edge. You know.
Well, if we get lucky, we'll have Ed tell us a story about something at some point during the podcast.
Yeah, somehow, you know.
So another wild and wacky week in the NFL.
Yeah, except for one game, which I think we all knew was going to go down that way. Wait, one of us didn't.
Yes, sir. So you had a pretty good week. If you follow along, we bet the primetime games just because we can't bet every game. I had a horrendous 1-3. You went 2-2, Brother Bob. But if you stick around, like you should have at the last podcast, you'll hear the two picks I actually put my money on, and it's not the primetime games. Got two picks this week I'm going to give you, and we'll see if we hit those. But first things first, how about them Cowboys?
But I think, I was saying, you know, there was a couple of parties I was supposed to go to at a bar, my brother's house, another friend's house. I'm just going to stay home and watch. I just know it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to get something's going to happen.
So instead of Netflix and chill, it was watch the Cowboys get killed.
Watch the Cowboy get killed, right? You know.
So you were just feeling. You felt that.
I knew it was going to happen. You know.
I expected the 49ers to win.
Mm-hmm.
I expected the Cowboys to have a better showing. I mean,
yeah.
All the hype leading into that, Jerry Jones saying, you know, all roads to Super Bowl go through Frisco, which if you're an Eagles fan, you're pissed off about that now.
Oh yeah, because they're 4-0, 5-0 or something like that.
And then you know that was a humbling game last year. We're coming out really strong this year, and then they get a penalty the second play from scrimmage.
Yeah.
They're down 14-0 before I even had a chance to go for my first pee.
Oh yeah. He had like 2 minutes. They had the ball for 2 minutes in that first quarter.
Well, that was one of my picks, the over in that game, and they 49ers did it single-handedly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then Micah Parsons getting all like butt hurt about the shirt that Kittle was wearing. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kittle was wearing a shirt underneath his football attire that I think it said it's like "fuck the Cowboys" or something like that.
Really?
Sorry. Yes, sorry for the language. I may or may not bleep that out. Probably not. And Micah Parsons is like,
it's what it said.
It's like, and Micah Parsons is like, okay, man, it's okay if you want to make it personal. We'll see. Dude, you just got trucked for 42 points.
Yeah, of course.
You gave up more points in one game than you gave up in the 4 games previous combined.
That's true. And you know, they're up for it, and we kind of and it seems like they're all working on stopping Parsons as far as defense, and that's why it's killing us. Those games that we lost.
Oh, and that one pass that where I knew it was going to be bad for Cowboys fans. It was that one pass that I have had a little bit of concern about Brock Purdy because in this season so far, he's thrown a couple passes where I just go, eek, you probably shouldn't have thrown that. But that one pass that was right over Van Der Esch's fingertips and dropped into Ayuk's basket, that was like, okay, we're done.
A gift.
We're done.
It's over. Game over.
So, sorry, Cowboys fans.
What can I say?
The Carnival Barker, Jerry Jones is really hyping up the game, and they got their arses kicked for show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And of course, my team, you know, Denver Broncos, they had a good showing, you know, and they're going to get stomped this Thursday by Kansas City.
Right, and another example of is it Mark Twain that said, you know, if you're worried that people think you're a fool, just keep your mouth shut rather than open it and prove them right. Sean Payton, and this is like Jerry Jones, the Cowboys. Sean Payton, don't open your mouth because the Jets came out and they're like, we're going to protect our guy and screw you, Sean Payton.
Yeah, really.
And they did.
Yeah, they did.
Well, when you can make Zach Wilson look like a real NFL quarterback, you are a very, very bad team. Broncos suck. Sorry. I said at the beginning of the year they'll probably be one of the top 5 in line to be first round pick in the
First
draft.
round pick. I don't know.
I think it still stands Chicago.
Chicago is abysmal.
Yeah.
Abysmal.
Yeah, because we beat Chicago our first game. Broncos. That was the first game we
So
won.
I think they're Chicago's in line again still for number 1 and number 2 draft pick.
Yeah, though. Yeah. But I think the Bears may actually play themselves out of that first overall pick and just screw themselves.
Yeah.
Like they did.
They should not have beat the Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Commanders are really sad because my sister-in-law, she's a Commander fan, and her husband, who's a Cowboy fan. So they got the flag outside that says "a house divided."
I'm just hoping after this season that the new owner changes that name to. And actually, I want that name to go back to the Washington Football Team. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, Commanders sounds like they're from the sea or something
Well-
like that. Or Commandos. Why don't they call it Commandos?
Or when you shorten up a team name, you usually go with like 2 syllables. So Commanders kind of becomes
3
commies, and your colors are already red and gold.
Yeah.
I mean, it is very Russian.
Maroon.
Maroon and gold. Sorry.
Maroon and gold.
I kind of
Sorry.
like the Commandos.
I like Commandos. Yeah,
Going out there
Commandos.
without underwear.
Show up to the
Yeah,
games
sure.
without underwear on. Yeah.
Sure, Commandos. Okay.
Free balling.
Okay.
Free ball.
But the Commanders, the Giants, some of these others, Minnesota, they're just schizophrenic teams. You just don't know what you're going to get week to
Yeah,
week. You know? And right now the 49ers are just,
Kicking butt.
Well,
And taking
I mean,
names.
barring some kind of injury, you almost have to, you got to pencil them in to not only play in the Super Bowl, but at this point win it, right?
Well, I'm looking forward to December 3rd, which is the 49ers
Who are they
going
playing?
on the road to the Eagles.
Ooh, really? That's gonna be the first time.
That's going to be the
and
game.
they're only playing them one time.
Only playing them one time.
Yeah, and I might do a one of those boards for the Thanksgiving game. If people are still interested.
No,
See, let me tell you a little story.
I do it
about
for the Super
They'll be,
Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ed does the boards. You call it the squares for the
Mm.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it seems like you always draw it at your house.
No, I draw it at the store. I draw the board, the design.
And then a name gets lined
No,
out.
no. I don't do that until I get to the store. I put all the numbers in a bowl, little piece of paper, and
And
I
if
have.
I got like
and then
one-
I have Jennifer for a couple of times. She pulls the numbers out, so she's.
Then
you
I
know,
get like 1 and 7, and my name's scratched out, and your name's.
Are we accusing Ed of some skullduggery?
No, well, let me tell you what happened a
I
couple
like
years
breaking his
ago.
balls.
I had sold all the squares, and I wanted just one square. So this one girl,
Rebought one
Melva,
back.
I had owed her $100. So I said, just put all the squares out there for me. It's okay. Can I buy one of your squares? And she wasn't there, and so we had one of our top salesmen. Yeah, he'll pick it out. Okay, you go pick it out. So he picks out a square for me, and I, took care of that square. Well, I ended up winning $350. And, of course, the investigation continues. Yeah, I told Brady not to throw a touchdown to the third quarter, and I told the kicker not to make a field goal to the fourth quarter. Yeah, I called him for that $300, So, yeah.
We did appoint a special counsel, and
There
we
was a special-
cleared you of
it
all
was-
charges.
Yeah, of all charges. But, what can I
But
say?
you're on probation for at least you're on probation for 5 years.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the Rangers. Let's talk about baseball, if you don't mind.
We can.
Because
Yeah.
I'm
We're
obviously
free. We're free.
I'm red, and blue, and
Rangers kicking some ass.
they're kicking some butt. I went to a game about a month ago. My sister has a friend that's a billionaire, and he's got season tickets, and he doesn't go. So we acquired them, and we got a parking pass. We got to sit like 14 rows behind the front row, right there by home plate, and got the food and everything. It was great. But I tell you what, I've been with the Rangers for years, many, many years. I'm not a bandwagoner, you know. I've never liked any Houston team. Didn't like the Oilers. Didn't like the other team they had, and Houston.
That's
You
true.
know,
The cheaters.
the cheaters. Yeah, what I don't care about that, but you know, I mean, they're playing great. The pitching, you know, Bocce is just, you know, I didn't know he had won 3 World Series already with San Francisco. You know, always beat out the Dodgers. You know.
They're definitely getting hot at the right time.
They're getting hot at the right time,
Well,
and you know.
Yeah, and
We can keep talking baseball, but stick around for our picks, guys.
Stick around for the picks.
Bob's still on fire.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and if you're a Mets fan,
Uh-huh.
are you going to call a hotline for Game 1 if the Astros get it through and it's Verlander versus Scherzer
Ooh,
in
yeah.
Game 1?
Yeah, that's something else, I tell you.
Because it looks like Scherzer is going to be ready to go in Game 1 for the Rangers.
Yeah, well, that would be Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, the first game. I mean, they've got one more game.
He's supposed to throw a simulated game today, I think I heard.
Really? A simulated game.
I'm a huge fan of Scherzer because I'm a little bit of a Nationals fan, so I really appreciate what he did for the Nationals.
Yeah, well, that's another name I don't like, Nationals, you know, call them the Internationals or call them the Natties or something like that. You do something. I don't know. You know.
Baby Shark,
Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So, what are your picks for the weekend?
What about
the
the Dodgers?
Well, I'm a Dodger fan too, but you know they're against the wall, man. But I remember when I was living in L.A. back in 78, 77, and Dodgers were playing Yankees, and the Yankees were down 3-0 in the World Series, and I told my buddy Yankees are going to come back and win. And I did. And I didn't bet. I wasn't betting, you know, but I said they're going to come back and win. There's no way. So they're down 3 games, and I said. And they did. Boom, boom, boom. Came back and won that series. It was incredible.
Well, the Dodgers, they won 16 more games than the Diamondbacks. But again, another team that kind of played in that wild card round. And they're getting hot at the right time.
Getting hot at the right time.
The Dodgers aren't hitting.
No.
They're not hitting, and their pitching has gone south.
Yeah. But the Dodger dogs are still there, so I'm not worried about that as long as I get a Dodger dog. And the cool thing about the Dodger Stadium, you can get a ticket any time going up to that Dodger Stadium. They have scalpers all over the place, and they don't mind. Yeah, they do it. I took my dad to a game. I went to some other games when I was living out there, and I loved it, man. And I said that one night I took my dad was in town, took him to a game. Ed, we're going to go see a game. Then we're going to go to the Comedy Store afterwards.
In L.A.?
In L.A. And as we sat down, Steve Allen was sitting like right behind us. Remember Steve Allen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know. And then they kept saying, stick around. There's going to be some great people out here tonight later on. Yeah. So sure enough, about 1 o'clock at night, Robin Williams comes out with Belzer. Richard Belzer came out.
Oh, my.
And this other guy, and they did an hour show. My dad and I kept saying, we're from Texas. He finally told us, you two guys shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert told us to shut up.
That was Mitzi Shore's place, Paula Shore's mom.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, it was a great place.
Iconic venue.
And I wish I had started stand-up comedy back then because I'd done stand-up comedy. But back then, I was an actor. Actors don't go do stand-up comedy. Didn't realize that was the best showcase. You do a whole play, try to get somebody to go out there, but that was the best showcase. People were getting. I remember seeing what's his face with the big chin?
Leno.
Leno, yeah. He came out there. He had his motorcycle helmet. And he was unshaven. He did like about 10 minutes, you know.
I saw Drew Carey in Houston.
Yeah.
Like around 92, relatively unknown, you know.
Yeah. I saw him here in San Antonio. Yeah. And in fact, did I open for him? So no, I didn't open for him, but I saw his show. He was great. Yeah. But
Alien Ed, the comic actor. You want to plug your show, Ed?
Tonight we're doing Strange Nights on YouTube. Look under Pub Culture Radio. And look up Strange Nights spelled with a K, and we start at 9 o'clock. I don't know what we're going to be talking about, just some craziness. And we got music going on. Misha comes on about 10 o'clock. Not on our show, but there at the club. And this is the club that was made famous so far by Wimbyamba's Muriel. Okay, remember that when it came out? Mm-hmm. That was the first place to put a big mural up, and I was the first one to...
Mural or Muriel?
I say it wrong, mural. It's mural. But... I got the very first illegal Wimbyamba T-shirt, and it has the French team on there, and there's Wimbyamba, and it had Popovich saying, "Give me some nasty." So I had the very first illegal Wimbyamba T-shirt, and I had that shirt on, and I got a picture in front of the mural with I put my arms out. My brother says, "Can you make your arms any longer?" I said, "No, that's it." You know, and that's the thing that Popovich came out and saw the mural and stuff like that. So that we'll be playing there tonight, 9:00. So if you're not doing anything, listen on Pop Culture TV on YouTube on that. What'd you say?
That's for anyone who's in the downtown San Antonio area.
And
Southtown.
And just a few more days and we get to watch Wembanyama play real basketball.
Real basketball, yeah.
I watched him last night.
I tried to watch it.
Preseason.
I couldn't find it on TV. I knew it was on TV.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he had a wicked move like that.
The kid from Oklahoma.
Chet Holmgren,
Yeah, they said he's really good too. But he did a wicked move.
Though I will say this, looking at those two kids, all I'm thinking is like, you guys need to eat more.
They'll fill out.
Oh, they'll fill out. Yeah.
Because they look thin.
I was pretty scrawny when I was 19 too.
You're no longer.
Jeez. I was, put it this way, in football, I was first string offensive defense in my high school, 138 pounds.
Yeah.
And that was a city school.
Yeah, my senior year, I weighed $135.
Ooh. Did you play football?
I didn't play football in high school. I was just too small. I was always athletic, but I just.
We were always small.
But I wasn't in the band.
Terrible. We were terrible. We was 45, 55, 0. Yeah, but did you see me hit that guy? Yeah, I sure did.
You were horrible.
We were horrible. So who are your picks?
Well, I mean, I could see the Dodgers coming back and
I would like to see that happen. I really would like to see the Dodgers because they are my National League team, and Rangers are my American League team. So
Astros are up 2-1 on theirs. Mattress Mac, he's a furniture guy out of Houston. I think he put another
$1 million
$5 million or something. Anyway, if the Astros win based on the money he's got on him, I think he stands to win like $42 million.
Yeah, if they go all the way.
If they go all the way. And if you buy $3,000 worth of merchandise at a store,
they'll give you free delivery.
And
crazy
prices.
They'll give you your money back.
Hey, let me tell you, my dad gave me his first job. Mattress Mac, because they had a store in. They had 5 trailers filled with furniture. They're off of Harry Hines. And he needed a job, and he got a job as a driver. He was a delivery driver for the mattresses, Mattress Mac, and that's how he started. And they showed him the business. They showed him how they did it and all that. We call them all. They were all bandits back then. But we had the little ad that said king size innerspring king size extra firm mattress frame, $75. Well, it was a 3-inch foam mattress with prison stripes with the box, and it had 12 legs. That ain't firm. Lay down. Well, it is firm. But I don't want that. I want that over there. So it was a classic bait and switch.
Classic.
Well, he's a good guy, though. I remember when they had that big hurricane.
Oh, he did a lot.
He opened up his store.
And let people stay there. Yeah.
Guess who didn't open up their church?
Yeah.
Osteen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, members, we don't have a place where you go to Mattress Max.
Yep. Yeah, and my daughter belonged to a big church, Second Baptist Church or something like that. Big, huge company there in Dallas. And he was actually started with the First Baptist Church, but they were playing poker one night, and the pastor didn't like that. Oh, you can't play poker. That's gambling. We're in a church. So he left and opened up his own place. So big place.
Who is this?
I don't know. It's called Second Baptist Church. I don't know, but it's huge.
Osteen?
No, another guy. But I mean, they got a church where they have, the orchestra pit comes up. You get baptized on this water well that's up on the wall. It's incredible.
Oh yeah, the First Baptist Church, the one that Jeffries is up in Dallas, they own a city block.
Yeah,
a city block in downtown Dallas.
Ooh.
Downtown Dallas.
They own it and
they
collect the rent. Ooh, big time.
Obviously I'm a Christian, but some of these guys, there's some nuts out there. That Copeland guy.
Oh yeah.
Has 2 airports in his runway in his backyard, 2 private jets.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because he doesn't want to travel.
And it's all tax free.
Yep.
That's why a buddy of mine always wanted to do that. See,
love the IRS code.
Yeah. So what are your picks? Man?
So
we gonna start Thursday night.
Well, are we gonna do?
Oh come on, my Broncos are gonna lose.
You think the Phillies can beat the Braves? Going back to baseball.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You liking that Phillies Braves? That's tied one game.
I'm a little bit worried about the momentum shift for that game-ending double play, which was insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Crazy catch, crazy throw, crazy relay. I wonder if that tips it back to the Braves. Absent that, I think the Phillies can beat them. And
They can. I mean, as long as they're playing. I like the Braves to win it all.
and I like Bryce
Especially if the
Harper.
Dodgers get out of it.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
You got the Braves, Phillies, Astros, Twins. I think the Astros will handle business.
Yep.
They're up 2-1.
And then it's what I was predicting back in July after the trade deadline, that it's the Astros and the Rangers. It's a pick between the Astros and the Rangers. And it looks like it's going to fall out that way. We'll see what happens in the National League.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Bob, you went 2-2. You had a
Meh.
You-
I had a meh weekend.
yeah, but you're 11-4 overall.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
I've dropped to 5-8 in the premier games that we pick, but I don't put my money on those games
And
unless
this
it's one I like.
and this is your show.
I'll
right?
give you my two picks that I don't like.
That sounds like gambler justification.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter who you like. It's where the money's at.
Okay.
But having said that, who do we got tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, Broncos on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. Division. You're going to be surprised where I go with this, Ed.
What?
Divisional game. Kansas City favored by 10.5.
Kansas City never covers.
That's the book. Though they did cover this past weekend, which surprised me.
Oh, boy. You go first.
I bet with a buddy of mine, Randy, every week. That's the only game I ever bet with anybody, is every Thursday. And right now I'm beating him like 3-1. So and it was my pick this week. And if it wasn't the Broncos playing, I'm gonna have to pick the Broncos as my team. I'm gonna pick the Broncos. But Kansas City did lose the very first game. They played on Thursday night, and it was unexpected. Yeah, I want my Broncos to win. They're going to be on the road. It's going to be tough, and it's.
Well, Mahomes will probably do the slide to not cover, but Casey's so capable of putting up points. The Broncos, their defense. I mean, no defense.
No.
Give me the points. What is it? Or
10 points.
I'll give the points. I'll give the 10.5.
10.5. Nope. Chiefs don't cover. Statistically, Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes are actually very, very close together statistically,
Really?
which is interesting. I mean, somebody pointed that out. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. No, the Chiefs. I said this last week. The Chiefs are one of these teams that they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make a run in the playoffs. They don't. It's not that they don't care about the regular season. They just get the win and go home.
Yeah.
Now, if the chips fall.
But
They'll lay one on, but I don't think they will. Give me the Broncos and the points. Broncos aren't winning this game, don't get me wrong, but give me the Broncos and the points.
All right.
10.5.
Isn't one
10.5.
Isn't
Lot
that
of
one?
points.
Isn't there a top guy, the one that's going out with Taylor Swift?
Kelsey.
Looks like he's at least questionable.
He's questionable. Right?
The reports are he's not going to play because
Okay.
maybe he has to spend some time.
Well,
with
put her
Taylor Swift.
in. Put her in. You put her in.
I did hear a story about Taylor Swift at that first game in Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah.
They didn't show it on any of the broadcasts, but there is video of her after the game or after the stuff that she was walking around that luxury suite picking up trash and putting it in the trash cans.
Actually bending over to pick up the trash?
No,
or just
not
on the
that
table?
way, you lech. No, as a good as a good person, just tidying it up.
I mean, I was just thinking you have to bend over if the trash is on the floor. Wasn't trying to look at her ass or anything. Yes, I was.
Yeah. No, so
Can't she hire someone to pick up the trash?
well, yeah, but for her to be that down to earth to just go about and do that, my hats off.
They had a deposit too. Don't forget,
Yeah,
the place
hats-
is clean.
Hats off to her.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, my sister though was in the show in L.A. one time, and she was like this close to her, and she wouldn't talk to her at all. She was just an extra. My sister was an extra resort. I said, was she a bitch? She says, no, we just didn't say anything. We just say hello.
Well, it's just, I mean, it's kind of an unsaid thing when you're backstage. Unless they engage you, you just leave the principals alone.
Exactly.
They're in their own world.
They're in their own world. That's true. So
okay,
next.
so moving on to Sunday night. I thought we had another London game.
We do. It's the Baltimore game. That's one of the games.
It comes at 9:00 in the
Oh,
morning,
there it is.
right?
Okay, that game will actually get my money.
Ravens as the road team up against the Titans. Baltimore is favored by 4.
So on that one, I got the line at 3.5. That's one of my prime picks. That is a game that'll get my money. Then it dropped to 3. Now it's gone up to 4. Baltimore wins this one. And this is a money game for me. This is one that I'll put a little coinage on.
Ravens in the division, I still think is the best division in football. Give me the Ravens and lay the points. I don't like this game. I wouldn't bet this game. I don't know why you're putting your money.
Well, I
on
feel a lot better at 3.5. I would have liked to have gotten a 3 when it dropped to 3. Got it at 3.5, which is better than 4. So.
No, I mean, I could kind of see this being Baltimore wins and only wins by 3.
But, Lamar, again, he's one of those quarterbacks like Vikings Cousins. He'll just make a mistake at the most inopportune time. But you'll look at the stat line, you're like, oh, wow, he had 5 carries for 60 yards. He threw the ball for 280 and 2 touchdowns, but the 1 interception comes at
an inopportune time.
Inopportune time. He's just
score.
one of those guys. But I think he has a good game. I like Baltimore a lot in this one to cover.
I still miss the Colts.
You mean the Browns?
The Browns or whatever.
Stay focused.
Next.
Baltimore Titans. Who do you like?
Baltimore Titans. Well, I always like the name Titans because it's to me it's super superficial, not superficial, but super strong. So the Ravens are they're birds. Titans are bigger guys. I'm going for the Titans.
So if you're going with some kind of weird Ed Alien Eagle,
yes,
take the Titans.
Quoth the Ed evermore.
I have never heard anyone handicap a football game like that. That's interesting.
Well, you got to go with what works for you.
That's as good a method for this game as any. Because I would not touch this game with anybody.
And don't forget, there's the eclipse on Saturday, and that's going to affect some of the. Even though they're an outdoor stadium, but it's going to affect some of the shadowing. So.
I actually saw some guy on the street today in downtown San Antonio selling eclipse sunglasses.
Oh yeah, I got 3 of them already.
Okay.
It's right before I go to work. It's at 11:57, and I'll be at my work.
We're actually in the line of totality for one of the best views
it's going to
in the world.
In the world, it's going to be. And they're doing all kinds of stuff for it.
It's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Okay, so where there won't be a totality. The Giants on the road to Buffalo to play the Bills. Buffalo is favored by 14.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Giants, come on. But the
you know
Giants
what? That
started out good. They played a couple of good games, They were okay, Buffalo. Giants.
I'll go first. Give me the Bills, lay the points. This is going to be a dog game.
Daniel Jones sucks. Giants are terrible. They can't score. Give me Buffalo.
14 points, huh?
Yeah, 14 points.
A lot of points, but
lots of points.
Buffalo.
And then we end the week with America's team going on the road to SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas is favored by 2.5 on the road.
2.5 points in SoFi.
Well,
are they out there right now, or are they still in Dallas? Do they get out there like 3 days in advance, just to kind of get acclimated to the temperature?
No, I don't think they won't travel until Friday night, Saturday morning.
Friday night, Saturday morning. Okay.
We'll walk through.
Well,
but
what can I say? Well, there's one girl on the news this morning. She was a Chargers fan and just won tickets and everything to go see the game, and I'm just like, whatever.
I don't know about this game.
Well, the Chargers, for some weird reason, traded one of their best defensive backs a couple weeks ago to New England.
Uh-huh.
And their defense has been pretty bad.
Is it?
So, you know what? Give me Dallas to rebound. I'll give up the 2.5, is it?
2.5.
Give me Dallas. And I do that grudgingly.
Grudgingly.
Yeah, I don't. There's part of me that wants the Chargers to win this game and just watch the death spiral that Cowboys fans go through, and then all the speculation about should we trade Dak Prescott away? Should we go and get Kirk Cousins?
What about Lance play?
What about Lance? What
Lance
about
will
Cooper?
bring us the Super
What
Bowl.
about Russell?
What about Cooper Rush?
Yeah, Cooper Rush. Come on, man, put him in.
So there was part of a little bit of Schadenfreude, but the Cowboys are still in that second tier in the NFC.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They can make it.
The,
They'll
the,
make it.
the
They'll make it.
49ers are on a different level.
Yeah.
And I think
they were out-coached, outplayed, out-defense,
Yeah.
and,
So-
what can you say?
I think they go on the road and they get business and they get business done. But I think it's going to be a tight game, and it's going to go down to the wire. Maybe it's a 4, 5, or 6 point game. Or maybe even a 3-point game at 2.5.
Yeah, but look at a
Give me
couple
the
games
Cowboys
that
and lay.
they've won like by 10 or 20 points, out of nowhere. All of a sudden, you're just going, oh, my God, they're just going willy-nilly, why not?
Well, one kind of common element about each one of those teams they beat.
They beat up on a weakling. That's all they did. All right? The rest of this is just smoke-filled coffee house crap.
Smoke
They've been weak teams. Weak
that's
teams.
True. That's they say it, weak teams. Yeah,
And-
you're right. Yeah.
And the Chargers aren't weak, but I don't know. Kellen Moore and the play calling that he's doing for Herbert, I don't know if I like it.
Yeah.
So give me the Cowboys and lay the points.
Plus, Dallas knows Kellen's style of offensive coaching. Obviously,
Yeah, well,
so
I mean,
maybe
the flip side is true. He knows Dak's weaknesses.
that's true. I think that I think Dallas recovers,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. The only other game that I have as a free pick to y'all, of course, I like the Ravens to cover in that game. My other one is I should have waited. I guess Justin Jefferson may be out for the Vikings, which dropped the line, I think, 44. I got the line at 46.5. I still like the over in that Bears-Vikings game. Two very, very, very porous
And it's a classic
defenses.
game, too, because they've been playing for years, too.
Two very porous.
Yeah.
defenses.
44.5 is what I see the over under.
Yeah, I got
What
it
do you
at
have it at?
46.5. It went down after they found out Jefferson was out, but I don't think that matters.
Yeah, and there's all the speculation. Who did they have come in and work out for quarterback? Because all the speculation is that they're going to deal Cousins away.
And I also heard that Cousins has a deal to do the vending at that stadium that weekend, too. So might be a little wishy.
Well, this is Cousins. It's actually his. He's on a contract this year.
Nope, this is his last
Now,
year under that contract.
If you go by pure stats, don't watch the. I'm going to say it nice because Mom's listening.
Hi, Mom.
Don't watch him play, and you go on paper and you're like, this guy's a stud. His numbers are awesome.
Yeah, but
But he will find a way to F it up, just like Joe Biden.
and okay, I'm not even going to touch that one. But I wonder how much of his stats are. You have this phrase in horse racing, where you're just passing tired horses at the end. I don't know how much of his stats is passing tired horses. How much of it is just flashed? It really doesn't amount to very much. But at the end of the day, he's going to lose you the game. What was the game against the Chargers where the Chargers went for 4th down in their own side? And I think part of that was, well, if I give it back to Cousins, he's going to give it back to us. And sure as shit, he throws an interception.
Yeah.
Took the odds.
Yeah, I still like the over in that one, but we'll see what happens.
Sure. You got any questions there,
Want to
Trevor?
do a real quick trivia?
Yes,
Any
sir.
other
Yes.
things to throw out here, Bob? I'll give you a couple. Anything to throw out?
I got
We can shuffle these. We're going to go like this.
All right, Ed. Pick a sport: college football, baseball,
Baseball.
college.
I'll go
all right,
baseball.
This for you, Ed.
Okay.
Can a fielder hold the ball in one hand and tag the bag with his glove to force the batter at first? Can a fielder hold the ball in one hand and tag the bag with his glove to force the batter at first?
No, the ball's got to be in the glove. The ball
Yes.
ball has to be in the glove, right?
Yes.
So he's touching the fielder with the glove.
You were wrong.
I'm wrong. You're kidding. So I could be out there, hold the ball over here, and he's coming by and hit him with the bag.
No.
I got that confused.
No. So can he tag the bag with his glove, even though his hand his other hand has the ball?
Well, it's the same thing as tagging it with his foot.
That's my
There.
That's
Yeah.
why I would have guessed the other way.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I was wrong.
You're out. Bobby, want to give me a question?
Okay.
You're like the Cowboys. You got out of it real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, while John, we'll go golf.
Okay.
Golf. To kind of. So, did you hear the story from the Corn Ferry Tour?
No, what
Did
happened?
not.
So, kid on the Corn Ferry Tour was going to end up, by the score that he recorded, he ended up 30th on the Corn Ferry Tour, which gives him his PGA Tour card.
Right. Yeah.
Afterwards, they do a video replay. On one of the holes, they had a local lift, clean, and replace. He lifted the ball, cleaned it off, replaced it, the ball rolled.
And he hit it from there?
And he hit it from there.
Without putting it back where it was supposed to be.
Without doing it another time.
That's disqualification.
It's a 2-stroke penalty.
Yeah.
So he went from 30th on the Corn Ferry Tour to 32nd on the Corn Ferry Tour and lost out on his tour card.
And didn't he catch that? Did anybody catch that at the time?
Not at the time. I mean, it's the Corn Ferry Tour, so they don't have a rules official following him around for him to get a ruling.
He should have known. He got to know the rules.
He should have known. He should have known with the lift, clean, and replace.
Well, it cost him a lot of money.
And it is a little weird because the lift, clean, and replace changes from club to club a little bit.
But we even know that. I mean, there was who was that one guy, the big guy, the big bear dude?
John Daly?
No, not that guy. Another guy. But he had a shot where he was
Stadler?
Stadler. He was under a tree, and he put a towel down because he didn't want to get his knees dirty.
Improve the lie.
And improve the lie. And he is disqualified for that. Yep.
So anyway,
Never trust a corn fairy.
So in honor of Shad Tootin, because that was his name, Tuten, Shad Tootin.
Sounds like a porn name.
Or he's going to the bathroom. We'll go golf.
Okay.
All that to get to my sport choice.
Great.
While John was lining up his putt, he sought advice from Bill's caddy, who he had mistaken for his own. John, realizing his mistake, quickly told the caddy, "Don't answer me." The caddy remained silent. Is there a penalty for this? If so, how many strokes?
Well, what would the corn fairy say on this one? I'm going to say that I think you could ask anybody for an opinion, and if they give it to you, that's fine. So I'm going to say there's no penalty if the question
was rescinded.
Was rescinded.
Well, one, you can't ask for advice from anybody.
You can't?
You cannot.
Okay.
However, you got this question right for the wrong reasons.
Story of my life.
No, you are not allowed to ask anyone else. I guess the point of this question was he quickly realized what he did, told him to shut up and not answer. So he corrected his mistake. Now, so yeah.
So he wasn't penalized.
He was not would not have been penalized.
All right, I'll do golf for you. We'll wrap this show up. As John approaches his ball, which is at rest on the edge of a bunker, it falls into the bunker. Should the ball be replaced, or does John have to hit the ball as it lies? I had this happen, so I know the answer to this one.
He has to replace it. He has to replace the. He has to replace the ball.
Are you the corn fairy?
Huh?
Is Ed my phone a friend?
Yes.
Yeah, phone a friend. If you want a lifeline.
No, I know. I'm not going to take the lifeline. I think you played in the bunker.
John has to hit the ball as it lies. If he had caused the ball to roll into the bunker, he would have incurred a one-stroke penalty, and the ball would have to be replaced.
But it's in the bunker.
But God moved it, and so we had to go where God put the ball.
Yeah.
It's just like that old play, the guy says, Jesus is playing one of the disciples, and he hits the ball, hits a tree, hits a bird, hits something, and then falls in. And the guy looks in and says, I hate it when his dad plays with him. True story. Here he goes.
What do you call 100 white guys chasing a black guy?
Caddy?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger.
Just because he was so far ahead of everybody in his prime, nobody could catch him.
Back in his prime.
I saw John Day. Can I tell you so real quick about Tiger Woods?
Oh, yeah.
When Tiger Woods and John Daly played at the Texas Open for the first time, and I was on. It was kind of neat because on the fourth hole, they had a state. I mean, there was like 20,000 people set up there. You know, the way they have the stands. And I tried to get everybody to do the wave. Nobody had ever done the wave at a golf game. Come on, let's do the wave. Sit out. No, come on, let's do the wave. It'll be the first time ever. It'll be on TV. No, sit out. So anyway, it's an elevated green, and it's a dogleg right. And so John, and I got field glasses, you know. So I'm watching. I'm telling everybody behind me, hey, watch, listen. So John hits the ball, you know. Or Tiger Woods hits the ball, and he just stays away and he stays away from the, you know, and he hits in a nice spot, doesn't try to cut the line. And then John gets up there, and I get up there with my glasses, and I'm watching the shot. Okay, John Jay is about to shoot the ball. He's shooting the ball. It's coming toward me. Oh, my God. And it hits the green while these guys are still on it, but it's an elevated green, so it hits the bottom green. And I go, oh, my God, I thought I had sex. But everybody was mad at John because he hit the green while the guys were still on the, you know. Mm-hmm. And then I remember, so that was kind of cool, you know, kind of cool.
Well, we are going to do something, Ed.
What's that?
Maybe never been done on a podcast.
What's that?
We're going to do the wave.
Okay.
Until next week.
Wave.
Until next week. OH.
Thank you, OH.
IO.
Go Recon. Go Rangers.
Peace out.